much.
How you doing, right?
Can we go next one along?
Yep. Sure.
All fine.
It's nice, this, isn't it? Look at that. How you doing, mate? You alright? Yeah, good, thanks.
Right, Gail, do you want to...
I was actually just doing fair on Russ.
Okay.
Thanks, Gail. Well, Ben Young's another part of the team that beat Australia a year ago, 12 months on. How are you assessing your chances and England's chances of doing it again?
Yeah, look, we've prepped really well for this one. I think we've certainly taken the lessons out of the previous week. Really disappointed with how we performed in certain areas and aspects of our game. So this week's prep's been great, and it's about now we've got to transfer that. So we know Australia pretty well. We've played them a lot of times now. It's my 16th time actually playing them, so I know them pretty well now. Look, we're excited. It's always a great occasion at Twickenham when Australia come, and I'm sure this time around will be no different.
How much, I'll say soul searching, but how much intense scrutiny was there of last weekend's performance, maybe particularly that first half? Yeah, I went through it with a fine comb, to be honest with you, and that wasn't the standard that we expect from one another and what we tried to strive for. So yeah, look, we're no doubt about that. We're disappointed with it, and we certainly didn't hide away or shy away from the fact that that wasn't where we want to be and what we're about. So pleasing thing, we were able to address it at half time, and pretty frank about it at half time. I was in the change rooms and we were able to see a reaction to that second half. But you won't have time this weekend if you start slow. Half time will be too late. The game will be done if we start like that. So big emphasis all this week has been about how we start our training sessions and the intensity that we bring from minute one when we're out in the field, and we've been able to do that. So let's hope that due to doing it on the training pitch we can transfer that. Now this Australia team has been a little bit hit and miss, I think, by their lofty standards. 3 wins, 8 defeats in their last 11. They're going to come obviously really smelling blood, aren't they, and just going for a huge win for their own cause. Yeah, look, we're not reading anything into their previous results. Australia come to Twickenham. I saw obviously Czech saying about how excited he is to come back at Twickenham. So, and look, the Australians, they're probably one of the best nations when the back's against the wall to come out fighting, and they certainly will do. So look, we've got enough Australians within this camp to know what their mindset are, and I have no doubt that they'll be coming on Saturday to really try and end their season well. So last year, if you look at it, yes, the scoreline probably flattered us a little bit towards the end, but actually the game was very, very tight for sort of 70 minutes. So we expect a very similar game. Got to ask you about Manu Tuilagi being back onto the bench. It's been such a frustrating few weeks where he's been so close. Really hope that we'll see him in an England shirt come the weekend at some stage. Yeah, definitely. Look, he obviously when he got picked in Portugal, he was going great guns and looking fantastic. So, really disappointed. Just he's always so close and just gets it. Not quite there. But this week he's looked really sharp, looked really great, and I think the medics and everyone's managed him brilliantly well to give him this opportunity at the weekend. And I'm sure that. That he'll get his go, and when he does take the field, I'm sure he'll be welcomed with a great noise. Just finally for me, Richard Wigglesworth now on the bench rather than Danny Kerr for this game. What difference does that make slightly, not necessarily to you, but to that dynamic of starters and finishers with their skill sets? Yeah, I think obviously Rich came on last week, didn't he, and kicked really well. Obviously created that opportunity for Big Joe. Got on the air contested, Wiggy got it, and he assures me that he had the legs to finish it, but was being kind on for Joe on his debut to make sure he scored. So, it's obviously different players, but he's got a wealth of experience. What he's achieved, certainly at club level with European back-to-backs and things like that. A guy that comes in and can add experience straight away.
And what's Manu been like since he's been named? Because he must just be itching. Good luck to the first person who gets him.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think when he gets on the pitch, I think we'll be giving it to him early to get himself in the game. But look, Manu's like an excited kid at the best of times. So this is no different. He's certainly very excited about this one, and he's had to be really patient. And as I say, he's trained really well, and he just unfortunately picked up that niggle just at the wrong time. But I'm just so pleased to see him out there, and as I say, he's certainly got a big grin on his face, like a Cheshire cat.
And a word on Genia, who obviously was his 100th cap. I mean, gosh, they've had a few centurions in that position, haven't they? And
they have.
As an opponent, What's he like to go up against?
For me personally, I think Will is one of the greats, to be honest with you. I think he's absolutely world class. I think when he first burst on the scene, actually, I believe his debut was at Twickenham. He got a man of match performance, and I do believe that he sort of changed the way that nines play slightly, and he sort of invented the wheel as such around tacking around the breakdown and all that. So he's a guy that I have the absolute utmost respect for, and every time I get an opportunity to play against him, I really look forward to it. And you know, I'm sure that you know, the crowd will obviously make him welcome. You know, 100 test appearances is no mean feat. And
then just finally, 15 years ago today.
Yeah, World Cup. Yeah, I was just at home actually sitting on the sofa watching it with my brother. So, yeah, time goes quick, and I remember watching it, never thinking that I'd sort of ever play for England, but certainly being inspired that day. So, let's hopefully we can inspire a few people on Saturday ourselves.
How old were you? Was it just?
Oh my goodness, going in the mouth. Yeah, there was just a lot. Everyone was around. So, and I remember just sort of after, I remember my dad just like, right, I'm off to the pub. So, but yeah, great memories, of course.
And that record that you've got over Australia as a team under Eddie, no doubt Australia can use that as motivation to try and get one over you. How can you guys use that as motivation, or do you try and remove that record?
Look, we haven't actually spoken about the record or recent stuff. We just obviously talked about past games against them and what's worked well and what hasn't worked well, and just trying to figure that out. You know, we're just expecting a really tough battle at the weekend, and you know, I know that as I mentioned earlier, you know, we're not going on anything that's happened previously. It's just this game that's the most important, and I'm sure that they're looking at that exactly the same.
Are you able to try and find something else to try and fuel that motivation?
Oh, look, we'll be highly motivated. We're playing for England at home against Australia, so look, we don't need to go start looking for extra motivation here, there. It's internal. We've already got that motivation, and you know, we're looking forward to transferring that on Saturday.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.